You're listening to Adam Yurchick recording for TCGplayer.com. Hello, thank you for joining me for round one of my Eldritch Moon draft. And I won the die roll, so I'm going to play first. And this hand looks fine. It's a little bit expensive. It might be a little bit slow, but I have a lot of power with Mockery of Nature and Subjugator Angel, Wolfkin Bond. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this, and hopefully I draw some creatures. I have plenty of them. Not really in the business of taking mulligans and limited when I have lands and spells, especially not when my spells are so powerful. Comes out with the werewolf, which is obviously unfortunate, so I have to pass it back. Plays a Cryptolith Fragment, so that's going to put some pressure on us. I draw a trick, unfortunately, so nothing going, going to have to pass it back again. And end of turn, I'm actually going to confront his creature and sacrifice the clue just to draw a card. Because I really need a creature here. Fortunately, I missed, so I'll pass it back once more. Okay, so down comes the angel. Can't expect it to live, but fingers are crossed. Probably just deal 4 to it next turn. And that's exactly what happens. So his werewolf will flip down. So play Moldgraph Scavenger, slap on Wolfkin Bond. And then I'd like to use Mockery of Nature to kill his fragment. Could have also just played the Fiendbinder in the 04. That way I could Mockery by sacrificing the Scavenger and just have the Fiendbinder as instead of the 2/2. Maybe that would have been better. I'd probably hold off on the Mockery, though. I guess there's no pressing reason to really do it. I could play the Binder and the Restraints and use my mana more effectively. But I like that. So I'll play the Binder. The Forge Master is probably the best target for Restraints. The Vampire I could just handle with Faith Unbroken. Whereas his Werewolf, if he flips it, could actually be kind of annoying. It also blocks the Fiendbinder, so I'll do that. And then just pass the turn. And I guess my plan is to win with Westvale Abbey. Prey upon, that's cool. So I think I should go with the Mockery now. Don't want to be too silly. Kill the Fragment. Then I'll kill his Fury Blade. That gets rid of his easy Madness Enabler, so if he wants to use Madness, he has to use Neonate. Not that he really needs Madness at this point. And definitely opened up room for me to hit in for 2. But I think that's silly when I'm at 3. And he has a card he's been holding. So just a 3/3 for him. Execrator of Sin I'll play. And sacrifice a land. And now this opens up Westvale Abbey. It also turns on Delirium. So I'll cast Faith Unbroken. Think about this. I'd like to start hitting him with Mockery and the Mold Graph. I can't pressure lethal this turn and force a chump, can I? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I could actually force a chump. So play Faith Unbroken on the 2/2. Remove his 3/3 and attack. He has to block, and that leaves my 0/3 and my 3/2 against his card and top deck. So I'm gonna go for that. I like enchanting the 2/2 because then it leaves him unable to profitably double block me, or profitably block me at all, rather. He could have a card to destroy a tapped creature. Maybe he'll sack the Neonate and do that. Because I haven't been attacking, I guess it's reasonable I would have a tapped creature. In any event, no reason to play around that card at all. Just need to pressure through him. Doesn't have it. He does double block for whatever reason. Maybe he's just drawing for an out to kill me. Abundant Maw. And he doesn't have it, and I win. Fantastic. I'll go to the sideboard. He's some sort of red-black vampire deck. So I might want to be a little more defensive. Maybe I need a few more cheap creatures. I actually have a decent amount of enchantments and tricks. Maybe I should explore having Steadfast Cathar or Bloodbriar in the deck. Gonna bring in a Cathar. Maybe Survive the Night is too slow on the draw. Cut that. Try that. Maybe that's weird. I don't know. Mockery of Nature is kind of awkward and slow too, but it ended up being really important against his artifact, so I'll keep it in. Let's try this. I'm down with this for sure. Perfect curve of my best blocker into a removal spell, into another removal spell, or another fantastic creature. Actually, the Tingle Claw might be my best blocker, but 2-drop 1 is critical. So he starts out really strong. Now he flips his Werewolf into Menace, so I'm not blocking it, but I'll just take an alternate route with Uvenwald Captive, unless he plays another threat here. So this is actually going to get through my 0-4. And if he has a discard, it's probably going to be next turn, so I'll just play out the Captive. And if he doesn't discard, then I'm blocking it anyway, so this is actually a win-win situation. So he's thinking, so I can assume he does not have a Madness card. Maybe he's just thinking about getting in for extra damage, which doesn't make a lot of sense here. He must be flooded. So he's just going to try to kill me as quick as possible. I guess it makes sense. He doesn't attack, though. It looks like he misclicked through his combat, so he missed 6 damage. That's probably going to prompt the concession soon. So for all practical purposes, we can say I'm at 11. I'm probably in good shape now. But we'll see how the game would have played out otherwise. So his rush of creatures, I think, is smart to meet with my double blocker. I could block a bunch of things. Force him to discard. It's not going to do much against Menace, but his Werewolf flipped down, so it's holding that off. Not the Neonate. Not the Vampire if he discards. He could discard to the Dragoon too, so he could have. If I was at 11, he could hit me for another 4, 5, 6, and then Dragoon. 2 more. So I'd still be alive, and I could chump block if I had to. Discards another land. He didn't attack again. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's on some Triskai Decophobia action or something. I don't know. I'm just going to play 2 creatures here. I don't want to use Extricator yet because I don't want to sacrifice a land. So I'll play the Perish Blade. Keep out my blocker, pass the turn. And that flips his Werewolf down conveniently. Discards another land. So I could really be at, if I would have taken that, I could really be at 7 now. But even then, I'd stave it off. So the 2-4 is going to sit in front of his 1-1 and his 1-1. Thinking of putting it in front of his 1-1 and then putting the 0-4 on the 1-1. way I could kill them both. Trade off my 3/2 with his 4/2, and then take the Dragoon. Oh, maybe let's put the 3/2 on the 1/1. He's kind of going crazy, huh? Put the 2/4 on the 2/2. And how to get the most profit from this. Or maybe I should think about minimizing damage. I'm not sure. I think I just want to grind the board down. So I think I just let the 4/2 through and not let him get value from that pump. So if that's the plan, I want to just eat as much as I can. So yeah, I'll just do that. Or I guess I can trade the 3/2 with his 2/2. Yeah, that's actually fantastic. I think trading with the 2/2 is better because then I can just get rid of his 1/2 or let it survive and force him to discard more cards. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I should also be thinking about tricks he could have. He doesn't have anything. I won the match. So thank you for watching. Please join me for round 2.